So maybe
is going. Hello and welcome to Inside Jacksonville, a production of the University of North Florida's School of Communication and the CW17. I'm Liana Norman.
And I'm Lauren Paradis. We're here each month for stories about life on our favorite coast, the First Coast.
UNF Ceramic Studio not only offers its students a community of peers to create with, but it also gives back to the Jacksonville community as a whole.
Yeah, so I gained a whole new community through the ceramics department, because in ceramics you're doing something that's really intimate. You're moving things through your hand, you're getting dirty. It's not just painting where you're in your own little bubble. You're exchanging ideas, and sometimes that's a little vulnerable. So all the people in ceramics, they get really, really close, pretty fast.
Students can come to the lab anytime during lab hours and have unlimited access to any of the resources that the department offers.
So a lot of the resources that we have access to are things that other schools don't have, which is really nice. For beginners, they do not actually have to buy their own clay, and neither do advanced or intermediate. It's included in the class tuition. And so the clay is mixed here. We actually get it from a company called Laguna. It's cone tin clay, and we call it our studio clay. The professor is actually very good about making sure that we as students have access to everything that we need, from the wheels that are here to all of the kilns and all the different types of kilns, because we've got 3 or 4 different types here. We're able to give back to the community through different organizations. One of the organizations we used last semester was called Empty Bowls, and Empty Bowls is an organization where you as a community will make pottery bowls, fire them, and then you donate them, and there's an auction/gala that takes place, and all of the proceeds go towards feeding the homeless.
The UNF Ceramics Department has the unique aspect of creating community while simultaneously giving back to the community. From Inside Jacksonville, I'm Paige Garcia.
To learn more about UNF's Ceramics Department, visit unftv.com.
The Jacksonville Humane Society is bringing back a program that is positively brilliant. Inside Jacksonville, Sara Glenn takes us to the Humane Society to learn more about why the program is so popular.
The Jacksonville Humane Society has a variety of ways for members of the community to get involved. One of their most popular programs is Positive Reading.
So the Positive Reading program is a free program for kids of all ages here at the Jacksonville Humane Society. It's a program that involves children reading out loud to dogs and cats in our care, and it's a great way to get involved in the community.
While the Positive Reading program is primarily used by students K through 12 who want to get service hours or practice their reading skills, adults also come to read to the animals. Everyone is welcome in this program. Positive Reading was started after the staff of the Humane Society realized the relaxing effects of reading to dogs and cats. The attention is calming to the animals and encourages them to come to the front of their kennel.
So it teaches them that, hey, something great happens at the front of my kennel. A little tiny person is reading me a story, and I want to relax and calm down. People walk by, they see that, and they think, ooh, that might be the pet for me. And then for the kids, it's great, too, because it really helps. When you read out loud, you build your reading stamina, you improve your literacy skills, and it's just really good for confidence boosting. Dogs and cats don't judge. They don't care if you stumble over a word. They don't care if you go really slowly or you miss a punctuation mark. So it's a really great confidence booster, and it's motivational too for kids who just don't like reading. If you can involve a furry animal, they might be more apt to come and do it. So it's a good little motivational tool as well.
Anyone can come read to the cats and dogs of the Jacksonville Humane Society during their normal business hours. Check out their webpage for more details on all their events and programs. I'm Sara Glenn, Inside Jacksonville.
For more information about the Positive Reading program, you can visit jacksonvillehumanesociety.org or at Jacksonville Humane on Instagram.
Congaree and Penn is a farm in Jacksonville that attracts thousands of visitors every year. Inside Jacksonville's Sara Albertelli takes us behind the scenes to show what makes the land so unique.
At first glance, this may seem like a humble plot of land, but Congaree and Penn has become an icon on the north side of Jacksonville since it began in 2014.
Before the property was purchased, the owners were actually milling and packaging rice in their backyard in a shed. 2016 is when the tap room opened, and it's really taken off The cider's been distributed around Jacksonville, and it's now become a destination in Jacksonville for people to eat and drink and have a good time.
Congaree and Penn host a variety of activities that are open for the public. Today's activities included a beekeeping class, a goat hike, and a sunset wagon cruise for the public to enjoy.
And so we have to get, goat treats ready for the goat hikes and the goat greets, and then making sure that we have tokens ready for the sunset cruise, and then 20 at the farm, we also have all the table settings up, so it's like a real, traditional dinner setting and everything like that.
The farm has grown to have a variety of grains, jams, and other products available for purchase in markets across Jacksonville. On Sundays, families gather to enjoy sit-down dinners such as 20 at the farm.
It's supporting local farms, people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, but it's old school, it's very traditional, before mainstream came through and everything like that, you lived off the land, you ate everything from snout to tail.
The farm has also become famous for having the largest number of mayhaw trees in the entire world, and people come to bask in the property's peaceful scenery.
I think that Jacksonville has really needed this for a long time. There's an opportunity to have something so unique as, 300 some odd acres of just beautiful land where you don't see a building in the way. You see these oak trees that have been here since World War II, and you get to see things grow in season. We're guided by the seasons here, and I think it's a really good way to kind of reconnect with nature, and I think that's what's special about it.
Sara Albertelli, Inside Jacksonville.
To learn more about Congaree and Penn, go to unftv.com.
Coming up, one local school is giving opportunities to students like no other.
What one organization is doing to open the door to home ownership for local families. Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville.
Habitat for Humanity is a national organization with multiple chapters in Jacksonville. Inside Jacksonville's Miller Mott shows us how they're getting roofs over people's heads.
It's a key part of the American dream, to have a house to call your own. But as rent and housing prices at the beaches soar, residents are being forced out. That was the case for Zoe Cohn, who has lived at the beaches her entire life. She is a single mother with 3 kids.
We were living in a 2-bedroom apartment with 4 people. It started to get cramped. I just got fed up of paying rent. The rent kept increasing just about every year, and I just wanted more.
So she reached out to Beaches Habitat, the local branch of a national nonprofit, Habitat for Humanity, which provides affordable housing to people in need. She moved into her house in June of 2019, but not before some hard work. Residents are required to put in 300 hours of work, something Habitat for Humanity calls sweat equity. And residents tell us that it makes them appreciate their houses that much more. Christine Garcia is currently putting in her sweat equity, building her future house.
I mean, it's hard work, but it's my hard work, and you appreciate all these volunteers and the construction people here who are just so awesome. They're my friends. It's great. It's hard work, but you appreciate what you have when you're working on it.
Cohen says the same thing.
It's rewarding to work, especially on your home, and to see it come together.
Yeah, I'm sure it was really
empowering, actually. Yeah.
Housing is something that a lot of people take for granted. How is having this house something that has improved your life?
My kids go to great schools. There's a community center down the street from us. This is a house that they can grow up in, I can settle down in, and that I can one day pass down to them.
Cohn and Garcia both have mortgages that Habitat fixes at an affordable rate. This is truly a hand up, not a handout. If you want to volunteer or get involved, go to beacheshabitat.org. Miller Mott, Inside Jacksonville.
It's great to see organizations lending a helping hand. For extended interviews and more information, visit our website at unftv.com.
Over the past 2 decades, the autism rate in the United States is rising. What once affected 1 in 200 children now impacts 1 in 50. The Jacksonville School for Autism is on the front lines, offering hope to area families dealing with its challenges. Inside Jacksonville's Paola Castillo shows us how.
Jacksonville School for Autism was founded 15 years ago out of a mother's deep need to help her son.
I always tell everyone that I started JSA out of true fear and also a lot of hope. So fear out of what my son needed, and then hope for what a school like Jacksonville School for Autism could provide.
JSA offers students on the spectrum an opportunity to learn and still be themselves.
It's not a one-size-fits-all. They say when you've met one child with autism, you've only met one child with autism. And so they understand here at JSA that it takes a village and it takes a lot of creativity and a lot of open-mindedness.
JSA provides parents of children on the autism spectrum a place for their child to receive all the therapy they need.
All those therapies I wanted to have under one roof, and that's really how JSA came to be, so that we could pull all that together and have all those modalities of treatment for our children in one place.
While many supports have been developed for younger children on the spectrum, very little has been done for older kids. This led JSA to create the STEP program, which helps young adults transition into the real world.
It's called Supportive Transition and Employment Placement Program. And I'm very proud because we've been acknowledged by the state of Florida as a true validated program in support of our young adults.
JSA has grown and gained international attention for its reputation of being a parent-led school.
When they call in to find out about programs, they hear that our program is high quality, that we're very focused on a child-led program. We require parents to participate, and maybe because we're a different model. As a not-for-profit and as a parent-led program, we truly put our children first.
Helping a child overcome a huge deficit like the ability to speak or cognitively understand is one reason why JSA teachers keep doing what they do.
Working at the school is just great, and it's not a job. It's more like you're coming in and you're just being a big brother or a big sister or a mom or dad, and helping these kids know that it's okay to be you.
Since starting in 2005, JSA has helped anywhere between 50 to 60 families a year with autism and has become a staple in the Jacksonville community for hope and awareness. JSA is a non-for-profit school that relies heavily on the generosity of the community and puts on many fundraisers throughout the year. Paola, Castillo, Inside Jacksonville.
To hear more from Michelle Dunham about JSA, we've posted an extended version of her interview on our website at unftv.com.
Jacksonville has a growing artist community, and UNF students, past and present, are very much a part of that. Inside Jacksonville's Drew McDonald talks about one of these artists who found his passion while he was a student at UNF.
For Dante Davis, his journey of finding passion in his art began right here at the Asbury Fountains. This biomedical major was able to pave a path for himself to put his love of sports and music onto the canvas, with a little encouragement from his roommate.
He pushed me that little much, and same thing with my mom. She pushed me too to I told her I couldn't do it, and she told me, yeah, you probably can if you just try hard enough.
Dante has a set creative process. In order to get in the right headspace to paint, he immerses himself into a subject.
Whenever I make a piece, I try to tune into it. So if I make for example, the Mac Miller piece that I made, I listen to all his albums, all his songs, all his mixtapes, just everything. And same thing with the XXX painting. I listen to all his albums, all his mixtapes, everything. I try to tune into that just while I'm working on it.
2 years ago, Dante painted a portrait of the rapper Logic for a client and her boyfriend, and it's been a centerpiece for the couple to this day.
It was a surprise for my boyfriend because Logic has been his favorite rapper since he first started rapping, which was, years and years ago. But, now he's actually one of my favorite rappers as well, and it's something that we both share a love for. Dante did an amazing job. It's actually hanging in our living room now, and I think that we will keep it for a very, very long time because it's a good, treasure of our relationship.
But Dante doesn't limit himself to only doing portraits of musicians. He has also done custom pieces based on what his clients ask for.
Yeah, I've definitely stuck around that because that's something I enjoy personally. But if I do, I have a bunch of other ones where I've done, family members, group pictures. I've done one where a guy just had his two twins born. I did 2 separate canvases, one where he's holding one of the kids and the other one he's holding the other one.
Dante's day job is working full-time at Brooks Rehabilitation Center, but art is his passion. He makes the time to create these works because of the feeling he gets when he creates something that his clients love.
I mean, just seeing like how happy it makes people, how happy it makes me, how much I love it, and like how much I've like, you know, tuned into it and like immersed myself in the art. I really like it.
Drew McDonald, Inside Jacksonville.
To learn more about Dante Davis and his work, go to unftv.com.
Coming up, a football coach changes a team's culture and takes them to the next level.
And the Dunham Marathon motivates the most unlikely people to conquer it. Those stories are more are coming up after the break. Welcome back to Inside Jacksonville.
In 2016, Mandarin High School of Jacksonville's Southside was forced to find a new head football coach. And Inside Jacksonville's Kasey Kuhrts tells the story of the incredible hire.
After the 2016 school year, Mandarin High School was looking for a new head football coach. But little did they know the man they would hire would change their school's legacy forever.
You know, when I went out on the field, I just realized, you know, how much I love being out on the practice field. Just enjoyed being one of the guys.
Bobby Ramsay, a football lifer, spent nearly 10 years at Yulee High School before coming over to Mandarin in 2017. During his time at Yulee, Ramsay coached former Heisman Trophy winner and current NFL superstar running back Derrick Henry.
You know, as a player, you know, he's the best that ever was in high school. I mean, the numbers prove it. So, you know, it kind of spoils you a little bit, you know, when you have a guy like that, and, you know, you got guys that tap out after 5 carries, and you have like, man, I should have carried 57 times.
Ramsay's first year in Mandarin was a struggle. His team went 2-7, and he struggled with many disciplinary issues among his players. But the 2018 season couldn't have been more different.
I thought long term, that was the goal. Did I think it happened in year 2? No. If you would have told me we were playing the state title, I would have taken it, but I would have probably been a little bit, really? I don't know if we're there yet.
Not only did Ramsay's Mustangs play in the state title game, but they won what has been called the most improbable state title in Duval Prep football history.
When you get removed from it, you're like, wow, to have that kind of, you know, sentiment attached to your team. When you're going through it, it's just, hey, let's win and play another week. And really with that team, one of the keys in the postseason is that we were just having we just didn't want it to stop. We just wanted to play another week.
Everyone involved with the 2018 Mandarin Mustangs will have something about that night they will never forget. For Ramsay, that moment happened before the game even started.
Being on I-4, coming in and seeing like the stadium, this big huge stadium all lit up, and every time in my life I've ever gone to one of those stadiums like that, it was for somebody else, you know. And then you're like, man, that's lit up for us, you know. And like that's the first thing I think about. Like, man, that's pretty cool that, you know, we're getting this opportunity.
The 2019 Mandarin Mustangs football season ended in the first round of the playoffs, but Ramsay is excited about where he believes the team will go in 2020.
Well, I think we got a lot of experience last year. I mean, I used to call us kind of like an expansion team last year. I mean, there were so many guys that were up off JV or were backups, and so many guys that just hadn't had the number called on the varsity level before. So a lot of those guys are back, fortunately. And we have a quarterback coming up, Trey Lawrence, who's always been a very good player, and a guy that, you know, I think has Division I possibilities as a quarterback. And he would have been our starter for the last 2 years if it wasn't for Carson. And you know, he's a guy that everybody around here believes in. He's got a good head on his shoulders. Again, I think we bring back a lot, but at the same time, the group still has to grow up. This group still has to mature.
For Inside Jacks, Kasey Kuhrts.
To learn more about Coach Ramsay and the Mandarin Mustangs football program, please visit unftv.com.
12 years ago, the first Dunham Marathon took to the streets to bring awareness to the need for more breast cancer research. And while it's grown into one of the First Coast signature events, its core mission and the inspiration remains.
The sun has yet to rise, but for Cheryl, Wright, and many other running enthusiasts, it's never too early to train. With 15 completed marathons to her credit, Cheryl is no stranger to long training runs, and she actually looks forward to them.
Well, you know, the thing about running is once you start it, there's a point where you
start to enjoy it and it becomes fun, and then you want to keep doing it.
Cheryl's been an avid runner for more than a decade, and her participation in this year's Donna came with a personal motivation to support a friend battling breast cancer.
When that happens, you feel so powerless, and there's not a lot you can do but be supportive. So running the Donna has really felt like I'm supporting her and the millions of other women suffering from breast cancer.
The marathon started out as a local effort to raise money and awareness for breast cancer research, and it's grown into a destination event with over 7,000 participants from all over the world. Meeting the challenge of completing 26.2 miles for many can be very personal. Former UNF track star Manny Velasquez suffered career-ending injuries when he was hit by a car after a meet in 2017.
But it's been a long recovery. That's why today's pretty meaningful, just because I'm here to do it, but it's also in the back of my head that I'm also thankful to be able to run in the first place. But to be able to do a marathon is kind of crazy. I would not have thought that I would have been here a couple years ago.
Manny's UNF cross-country teammate Ryan Aponte supported his decision to run in the race and also participated.
I love this race, and last time I ran it, it had a bridge on it. Now it's all flat, so I think I'm going to like it even more.
Community support is a big part of the Donna. Cheering and words of encouragement are always a great boost, and many volunteers at the water stops keep the runners hydrated.
Thousands of people come to Atlantic Beach to run in the Donna Marathon.
To learn more about the Donna Marathon and its runners, go to unftv.com.
Well, that's a wrap on this edition of Inside Jacksonville.
If you missed anything from today's program, just visit our website, unftv.com, and look under the Digital Journalism tab, where you'll find expanded versions for our stories, photos, interviews, and other extras. Again, that's unftv.com.
You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Inside Jacks UNF. Thank you for joining us.
We had an amazing time, and thank you for watching. From all of us here on Inside